guys, Mary Kopp here, your Las Vegas realtor. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about the home seller's process of selling and what they can expect. There's a lot of work that will go into getting your home prepared to go on the market. I have clients, many times they're coming from different parts of the country and they've been in their home 20 plus years. So they are a little bit overwhelmed in, first steps and what they should do. Although I cannot be their realtor in another state, I am licensed here. Be happy to go over this information with you guys if you have any additional questions. But basically in the home selling process, a lot goes into preparation of the home so that it can go on the market and be presented in the absolute best light possible. In my opinion, the best way to do that is to put it on the MLS, the multiple listing service. It's a numbers game. You want as many eyes on your property as possible. You want to present the home accurately in the best light possible. So having said that, some of the steps you would take in preparation, and I'm going to kind of whiz through them pretty quickly. We can talk more in detail if you have any questions, but basically want to declutter and get rid of as much as you possibly can so that the home appears almost like a model. You don't want any clutter. You don't want papers on the desk. You don't want things, lots of, spices and whatnot on the countertops. Minimize as much as you possibly can. You want little fine touches. You don't want too many personal photos unless they're in one area in the home, maybe a hallway area. But I'd say if you can take those down, that is going to be the best. Buyers need to be able to envision themselves in the home. And if they see pictures of your family, it's not their family. So once you get through that process, make sure the home is clean as possible. And that includes the windows. Big pet peeve of mine, dirty windows are a no-go. You have to have the windows clean, the tracks, inside and out. You want as much natural lighting coming into the home when you're having your home photographed, which is the other thing. The photos and videos that are presented online are crucial. It's a make it or break it. So it's very, very important that the home will be positively reflected online as it is in life. And so it's really important to make sure anything that gets put out there is presented nicely. Buyers do not want to buy a home that if their friends or relatives were to see which home they're under contract, then they look at the photos, they're like, man, dude, what are you doing? Shame factor, okay? So you don't want that. And also landscaping, make sure everything looks as clean, simplified as it possibly can. If your home is within a gorgeous community with amazing amenities, make sure that that is highlighted as well in the videos and in the photography. And also, if you have spectacular views, make sure those photos are top notch, maybe even some night shots as well. But having said that, once we find a buyer for your home, you go under contract. The seller is at the mercy of what is written into the contract. So a buyer, again, the real estate contracts are biased towards protection of the buyer. So as a seller, if you decide, you know what, I really don't like these buyers, I'm just going to cancel, you cannot do that. You're under contract. Now, if the buyer gives you an excuse to be able to cancel or makes too many ridiculous demands, you don't have to agree to it. Let's say the appraisal comes in and it's well below what you're under contract. You do not have to sell your home to them for whatever comes in the appraisal. So that is always your option. And that is something that just needs to be negotiated or not. Basically, that's it. Typically, our sales contract, if a buyer is getting financing, are about 30 days long or less. So again, before the home goes on the market, certain things to work on is talk to your realtor. When would you like to be out of the home? Do you need to stay after closing? Will you need a lease back? These are all the fine points of a sale that need to be talked about well in advance so that you're prepared and your preferences are met. Communication is really, really important. I urge you, whether it's me or another realtor, please be very careful who you select to represent you, because it's not the same service all the way through, you guys. So be very careful. You want to have communication. You have to have a clear understanding of what is going on, not be left in the dark. This is one of the biggest transactions of your life, one of your biggest investments of your life. So take due care in who you select. But basically that is the home selling process in a nutshell. I just want you to know, if you have any questions at all, please reach out to me. And thank you for watching. And most importantly, thank you for letting me be your choice in real estate. Have a great day.